Hi everyone, welcome back to another Conscious Chat. So you might have noticed that I cover quite a lot of different topics on this channel or this kind of series. I really love being able to share the things that help me in life. And for those of you that don't know, I've been on a journey over the last couple of years, or more than that actually, to be honest. But since I came off the contraceptive pill in 2018, I've been on a journey to try and figure out how to balance my hormones again, and also how to learning the kind of shock or worries about the pill. So more of that in my next episode of Conscious Chats, where I'm going to talk about why the contraceptive pill is an absolute no-no for us women, which can be a little bit of a controversial topic, but we're going to delve into that anyway and kind of share a lot of my deep experience personally with this and with many other women that I work with. So today we're touching on caffeine. This is another really big one. So what I'm trying to do at the moment is share with you a lot of the things that come up in my work with women doing coaching, but also on my retreats. So for those of you that haven't attended a retreat with me, I really ask you to be caffeine free for the full time that you're there. Now, this isn't just because I'm a party pooper and I don't want you to have your morning coffee buzz, but it's because it's really become so normalized to drink caffeine every day, and it's really damaging our health. So I touch on in many of my posts and things I've mentioned before about how caffeine affects us as people, so men and women. It increases your cortisol levels and really stresses your adrenals. So for any of us, that means elevated anxiety that you already have, maybe even creating anxiety. It also gives us this false sense of energy, which means that you're depleting your body. So when you're tired and you're not sleeping well, you can take caffeine to give you this buzz. Yeah, everyone knows if you're drinking a caffeine drink to kind of pump it in the gym or just to get through your day, or you're having coffee or tea, we think, well, it just gives us like a perk up, and that's no problem. But that's really an untruth right there. It really is a big problem. And so many people I work with, they do one thing by taking the caffeine out of their life and they see incredible transformation. So I want to touch on the specifics around women and how caffeine affects us today. So caffeine, obviously, as I said, increases your cortisol levels. Now, hormone balance is really important. I do this because as women, we're cyclical creatures, and I'm going to talk more about that in a further Conscious Chat. You can see I've got all these amazing topics that I want to share with you, but we're cyclical, and to enable that cycle to continue and to be healthy, and not only for our menstruation, our menstrual cycle or fertility, but also for our whole cycle, mental, emotional, energetic. Our hormone cycle, our endocrine system is really important to be balanced. If any of you have had hormone problems, which every single woman that comes to me has, we all have, this is like the chronic imbalance or illness of women, and we all think we just have to suffer in silence. But if you've had any hormone imbalance, you will know that one hormone getting out of balance sends the whole of the cycle off kilter. So if you imagine that your progesterone, which is a very vital, of the two most known hormones, estrogen and progesterone, it's a really vital hormone for your cycle. Progesterone is produced in your adrenal glands, and if you know, cortisol is also produced in your adrenal glands. So when we drink caffeine, we are already asking our adrenal glands, although they're probably already producing over cortisol, stress is a hugely prevalent thing in our society, we're asking them to do more. So that boost that you think you're getting of energy is actually depletion, where your body is pumping out adrenaline and cortisol to give you that energy buzz. We all know we crash after that, but I'm not going to get into that. This extra work that your adrenals then have to do means that energy is not there, or the nutrients are not there to produce the right amount of progesterone. So this can actually be a cause for hormone imbalance. So I'm just going to say that again. Caffeine can actually be a cause for your hormone imbalance and your overall health issues. So another couple of more specific things are, I don't know if you knew this, I didn't know this until I recently started researching, that caffeine actually increases the risk of ovarian and breast cysts. So we all know how scary that is. I know as well, having a check and you find a lump. And a lot of the time this is a cyst, which is amazing, a benign cyst, but it's also got obviously negative things. These cysts can cause scar tissue and then lead to more kind of serious implications. So caffeine actually leads to the development of those cysts. So if that isn't the first thing to just get it out of your diet, I don't know what is. It also increases or depletes, doesn't increases, but increases the use of really, really important vitamins and minerals. So for a healthy hormonal balance, we need B vitamins, we need folate, we need magnesium, among other things. Drinking caffeine depletes these. It also creates acidity. Now, I've done alkaline diets. I'm not saying that everybody needs to be on an alkaline diet, but we are predominantly acidic in our everyday kind of the way that we live at the moment. Now, acidity promotes a very unhealthy gut flora. So gut flora is really, really important for the metabolism of hormones, so breaking hormones down. You obviously have them in your body, they do their thing, we need to flush them out safely. If they can't, we get things like estrogen dominance, where we've got too much estrogen and we can't break it down. So in this acidic environment, your gut biome, your microbiome. Also, we have something called an estrobloom, which is what works with our estrogen to metabolize it. These are at risk. So they want a more alkaline environment. Diets high in sugar and salt and acidic foods like potatoes and sugary carbs, white processed foods. These all make a more acidic environment, including caffeine. So it directly affects your gut flora, and that causes other problems such as bloating and cramping and all the things that I will regularly speak to women about in my work. So those are some sort of general hormone balance things where caffeine cut out can have a massive, massive positive effect. I'm just going to talk a little bit about fertility. So I read a really shocking statistic, which I've actually read the paper for. So this has been researched quite heavily in several different papers. I'll try and post the links below. That consuming 3 or more caffeinated beverages a day led to a 74% chance of miscarriage. So that's an increase, in 74% more chance of miscarriage. That is shocking. I actually was concerned that this isn't something that maybe your doctor is telling you, and is something that really should be a lot more pressing in our health as women. So it's something so little. Now, I know we're all, or a lot of people are really, really stuck on caffeine. I have people telling me that they cannot start their day without caffeine, but that is a real massive, massive alarm bell going off for me. If we can't function without a stimulant, then we've got to really look at where we're depleting ourselves in other ways. Don't forget that it's also a negative feedback loop, yeah? So we drink caffeine because we're tired, because we haven't slept very well, but maybe because we're anxious or we've got a lot on our plate. Now, if we don't change our life circumstances, we drink caffeine to keep us awake. It then affects you in the evening. So they say if you drink caffeine after midday, it affects your sleep. So even if you think it doesn't, I know a lot of people coming to me that need caffeine in the morning to stimulate them, and then they're not sleeping well. It will be because of the caffeine. Caffeine also increases anxiety. So if we're already dealing with anxiety and then we drink caffeine, you're actually making yourself more anxious. And as I said at the beginning, this can actually be the cause of anxiety. So cutting that caffeine out can really quickly show you the difference. So obviously you can think, okay, well, I can't get through the day, I'm super tired. But letting that feedback loop just soften and disappear by not having the caffeine means, at first you might be more tired, you might feel foggier, you're going to have that withdrawal, but in the long term you can find ways to stimulate yourself naturally, using better foods, nourishing yourself better, going to bed earlier, less screen time before bed, kind of more morning activities, things like that. Taking things out of your day. Like, this is something that I'm doing at the moment, and we shouldn't have a so full-blown day in our everyday life that we have to caffeinate to keep us awake. It's just bonkers. And I know that is a lot of people's norm. It's been mine as well, not with the caffeine, but the kind of over-filled day. But I implore you to look at that day and go to some other resources to be able to take some things out, because it's really, really important that we find balance. So we can't find hormone balance if we're not balanced in our everyday and we've just got 100 million things on our list. So I'm going to now share with you a little bit about a little bit of some of the alternatives. So some of my favorite teas. These might not be for you. These are some of my favorites. So I'm going to start with Red Bush, just general Red Bush. I talked about acidity in the gut. Red Bush is brilliant if you have acidity in your body. So it's really, really lovely for your gut flora. So that's a really first one to go to, sometimes known as Rooibos. My other favourite, and you can see that I've been drinking this a lot, is TikTok Balance. So this has got Rooibos in it. It's also got turmeric, cinnamon and fennel. All are really, really great for keeping you healthy. So you've got the fennel that's really, really cooling, turmeric, which is anti-inflammatory. And inflammation is one of the things, again, that fiddles with our hormone balance. So we're talking like cysts and hormone imbalance and miscarriage and infertility problems. So real serious big things here with the most normal kind of drink that's in everybody's cupboard. So I'm asking you again to see if you could just try some of these alternatives. So another one, obviously very fitting to the topic today, women's balance. This is amazing, really, really nice. It's one that I give all of the ladies that join me on Rewilding, and they all love it. My last one, which is a bit of a surprise one, is Tulsi Clarity. Now, this is a little bit of a different tea. It's really gently floral. It's amazing. My partner bought me this for Christmas, knowing that I was kind of wanting to ask a little bit more clarity in my life as I'm trying to let go of some of the things that I do that I don't need to be doing and move forward into a more balanced cyclical lifestyle, which I'm going to share more about in a future video. And this tea is fabulous for that. It's really, really helped me find grounding and more clarity in myself. So I hope this video helps. I hope it really, really makes you feel like why haven't I already quit it? If you want support in getting rid of your caffeine kick, then please do reach out to me. Do share your stories in the comments below. It's really, really lovely for us to come together in community, share the kind of success stories of giving up caffeine or why we can't. Let's support each other. I hope I also showed you that actually we can pick some teas and alternatives to that hot drink that can actually help us. So rather than having that negative effect in our cup of tea, we can actually have balance, helping our body balance with Ayurvedic blends of herbal concoctions, which again, if you're not used to that, can be a little bit, you might be a bit, oh, I'm not sure about that. But honestly, you really get used to them. And again, they're having a positive effect rather than a negative. So this video is made with love. I actually got asked to make a video about this. So if there's any other topics that you want to have covered, that you want to learn about, this is what I'm moving into, more and more sharing with you on this space, because I want to share the wisdom that's helped me and helping me create my best life and find hormone balance. I'm going to share a bit more about my story in another video, but I've basically been healing my womb and my ovaries in a way that the doctors say is practically impossible. And these are some of the steps that I've taken that I've really, really seen real change with. So from me to you, I send a lot of love. And I hope that you're having a balanced day, and I'll see you all soon.